as a story. Narratives can be essays, stories, or any other writing which is in a form of a story is considered as narrative writing. There's several things which are included in a narrative essay. It starts off with an exposition. That's the main hook of the story, which proceeds as into the rising action. The rising action is the part of the story where the plot is developing and where things are increasing further. Then comes the climax. It's the part of the story where all the action and all the suspense and everything is at its peak. Moving forward from the climax, we have the falling action, in which things start to get solved slowly and gradually, and then finally comes the resolution that can be referred as a conclusion as well. We'll be looking towards the 5 elements more in detail as well. So the basic 5 elements of narrative are plot, characters, setting, conflict, and then finally the solution or the conclusion. We'll be looking at each one individually and separately. So basically, what is a plot? The plot of a story is made up of the problem, important events, and the resolution, of course. The plot is like a lot like a roller coaster, kind of like it has many ups and downs. At times, the story is at its peak. At times, the problem is at its peak. At times, the problem is getting solved, and things like that. Without a plot, a narrative is incomplete. Without any of the 5 elements of a narrative is incomplete. The setting. The setting is the time and the place where the story occurs. For example, if we talk about the Goldilocks and the Three Bears, the story was situated in a forest and in the house of the three bears. That was the situation and that was the setting of the story. Characters. Characters are the basic elements in a story. If we talk about Goldilocks and the Three Bears, the characters were the Goldilocks herself, the mama bear, the papa bear, and the baby bear. Characters can further be classified into good characters or the bad characters. Good characters are the protagonists in the story, and the bad characters are the antagonists in the story. It's dependent. At times, there are no bad characters in the story. It's dependent upon your story in the first place, your narrative. Conflict. Now, without a problem, a story is, of course, incomplete. What are you going to tell your readers about in the story? So, here you need to mention the basic problem on the story. Okay. Every piece of a story is like a puzzle. Okay. Characters, setting, problem, key events, and solution. Okay. We are done with characters, we're done with setting, we're done with plot, and then we're done with the problem or the conflict as well. Let's proceed. Setting is again the time and location, characters are the people and the relationships, plot is the action and the event. Now, theme, it's kind of a new thing for you. It's basically what the story is based on, what is it actually about. And style includes all the writing techniques you need to keep in mind while you're writing a narrative essay. Conclusion. Now, without a conclusion, of course, the story is incomplete. First, you'll start off with your plot, then you'll move forward with your characters, then the setting, and then the conflict, and then finally the conclusion. Of course, without a solution to the problem, story or your narrative is incomplete. Thanks for watching.